The story begins on a ship, in which a family is traveling to Europe, from their hometown. Richard and Emmeline are cousins, who are 9 and 7 years old respectively. They are accompanied by Richard's father on the journey. Patty is a cook on the ship. While they are playing around on the ship, the children discover a stash of nude pictures, which Patty had hidden. Patty sees them and starts spanking them. Suddenly, a fire erupts on the ship, and Patty takes them on a lifeboat. The other passengers get on another boat. Due to the smoke and low visibility, they get separated from the other passengers, as the waves drift them apart. Now, Patty along with the children, are all alone in the middle of the ocean. Wondering what to do, they watch the sunset and fall asleep. The next morning, they see an island in the distance and wake up Patty. They are overjoyed to see this, as they were hungry and thirsty. Patty turns the boat towards the island, and they land on it. They explore the island, and come across a river. There they find all necessary items required to survive, from fresh water to food. Emmeline also finds a barrel of rum on the side. While looking around, Richard finds a human skull and shows it to Patty. Patty realizes that something is not right, and so they move to another part of the island. As they start living there, Patty teaches Richard survival skills. From catching fishes, to collecting fruits, to making a hut. One night, as Patty was drinking, he hears some noises coming from the other part of the island. The next morning, he goes there, and looks around. He finds flesh, and lots of blood on a stone slab. He gets scared and runs back. He goes to the children, and warns them to never visit that part of the island ever. At night, he gets drunk and has fun with the children. Early next morning, Patty takes his can to fill it with rum from the other island. The children wake up, and see Patty isn't around. So, they start looking for him, and find him on the other island. They take a boat, and go to him. There, they discover that Patty had died. Emmeline faints seeing this, and they both become very scared, as now they were left all alone. She doesn't want to stay there anymore, so they move to another island. In the new island, Richard makes use of the knowledge he got from Patty to make a new house. Time passes by, and now both of them have grown up. They experience physical changes in their bodies, and get attracted to each other. But they had no idea why it was happening. The next morning, as Emmeline is bathing, she notices blood in the water. She gets freaked out, and shouts out to Richard for help. She realizes that it was her own blood, and so tells Richard to go away. She realizes that it was her period. Later Richard asks her if she is injured, and why she was bleeding. She replies that she doesn't know. At this, Richard gets angry, and tells her that she never shares her secrets. Emmeline starts getting attracted to Richard, but she is not able to express herself. Richard used to watch Emmeline secretly while she bathed. A few days later, Emmeline hears some drums. The noise was coming from the island where they had arrived with Patty, the first time. Curious, Emmeline goes into the jungle. There she sees a statue. She also sees blood flowing. This scares her, and she rushes back to Richard. There she tells him about her adventure and says that maybe it was God. Richard gets angry at her and tells her never to go there again, as Patty has told them. That night, she has a nightmare, where she sees Richard drowning. Richard hears her shouts, and rushes to see her. He promises that he will never leave her and starts kissing her. But she stops him, and they go to sleep separately. But Richard's dark night had risen, and so he goes to Emmeline. He had no idea what he was doing. But when she sees him, she chases him away. The next morning, Richard wakes up, and starts going somewhere. Emmeline asks where he is going, but he doesn't answer. So she follows him, and sees that he was shaking something. She asks him what he is doing, at which he gets angry, and tells her to go away. One day, Richard sees a ship far away. Seeing this, he rushes to the hut. They had piled sticks, in order to make a signal fire. But by the time he reaches, the ship had sailed away. Emmeline had also seen the ship, but she did not light the signal fire. When Richard gets to know this, he is furious at her. He asks her why she didn't light the fire, to which she doesn't answer. Actually, Emmeline has started liking the place, and so she did not want to leave. But Richard is desperate to leave. So, in anger, he makes a small boat for himself, and tries to sail away. As Richard is sailing away, Emmeline becomes sad. But the boat breaks down, and starts sinking, so Richard has to return to the island. Emmeline is overjoyed, and starts laughing at him. She mocks him, and tells that she knows he was shaking his dark night, the other day. Richard tells her that it is unfair, that she knows his secrets but never tells him her secrets. At this, he starts mocking her by using 2 coconuts. Emmeline throws a nut at him, which hits his head. He gets angry and slaps her, and walks away. Returning home, Richard is throwing away Emmeline's belongings from the house. He tells her that he made the house, so it's his. And there is no place for her. So now they start living separately, and gathering their own food. One day, as Emmeline is walking in the waters, she steps on a poisonous fish. Not seeing her, Richard gets worried, and goes to her hut. There, she is lying in her bed, all sick. He asks her what happened, to which she tells him. She asks him to take her to her god. Richard then takes her to the statue and lays her down. After some time, she does get healed. They both are happy and relieved. One day, they both are eating fruits and start kissing. They couldn't control themselves, and one thing led to another, and they get intimate. After this, they start getting intimate a lot. But soon, Emmeline stops sleeping with him. When he asks her, she says that she doesn't feel like it anymore. One day, Emmeline is really worried. Seeing her, Richard asks what the matter is, to which she replies that something is moving in her tummy. They had no idea what was going on. With time, Emmeline's tummy has become bigger. One day, Richard hears some noises, and follows them. He reached the statue and sees other humans. They too lived on the island, and were tribals. He was happy to see them. As he observed, he saw them dancing. Soon, they brought another man from their clan, and sacrificed him. This horrified Richard, and he ran back to his house. As he reached there, he heard Emmeline shouting from the jungle. He rushes to her and saw that she was writhing in pain. He asks her what was happening, but soon, she gives birth to a baby. They were happy to welcome their new baby, but had no idea what to feed it. They gave it fruits but it kept crying. Then Emmeline tries to pacify it, and it starts drinking her milk. Richard then warns Emmeline to never go to the other side of the island. They start living happily with their child. And soon, they also teach their child to swim too. One day, they see a ship in the distance. Richard's father was on the ship, searching for them. But when they saw the ship, they turned away, as they didn't want to leave the island anymore. Richard's father also thought that they were tribals, so he too goes away. They decide to visit the first island that they landed on, when they first came with Patty. They remember the old times, that they spent with Patty. The child collects some poisonous berries, and keeps them in the boat. Emmeline tries to row the boat, but she loses one of the oars. She shouts to Richard for help, who swims to get the oar. But as he is returning to the boat, a shark starts following him. Emmeline then throws the other oar at the shark, to chase it away. Richard manages to get on board, but they lost both the oars. Not they are helpless, as they lost both the oars, and had no way of returning to the island. The wave drifted them away from the island, as they watched it getting smaller. They soon reached the middle of nowhere, and didn't have anything to eat or drink. Out of hunger, the child eats the poisonous berries. Seeing this, Emmeline gets worried, but it was of no use now. Richard sees this and gives half of the berries to Emmeline and takes half for himself. They decided to give up their life along with their child. But then, they noticed that nothing had happened to their child, and he was merely sleeping. Richard's father saw their boat, and went towards them. He realizes that it is his son. Finally, they all are saved, and the story ends. Thank you for watching this video. Please, like, share, and subscribe for more. Here are other videos that you may like.